Hello, everybody, and welcome to Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. And look who we've got. We've got the main man, Hillsy, Trevor Hills, on. And listen, I was so pleased, Hillsy, when I sent you these questions, right, about the format, because I know you're a man who you've got a nice concept of things. How hard was it to choose, Hillsy?
Hello, mate. Mate, it was one of the hardest things I've had to do in a long time. You said to me before we started it, lead judges really struggled with his, and I thought, yeah, I'll be all right. But man, have I thought of some names? But I've enjoyed every second of it, because
Yeah.
it brings back brilliant memories. And but I've got my list. I think I've got my list.
Right. So let me just go through. Hey, Hillsy, I've got to say, you're looking dapper, my man. When's the last time you wore a tie, let alone a bow tie?
My missus said to me just now, "How comes you'll put a tie on for that Kevin Campbell, but you won't put one on for me?"
Hey, listen,
Years,
tell
mate,
your
years.
beautiful wife, by the way. Hey, listen, it was happy anniversary as
Thank
well.
you.
We'll keep it going, and
Yep.
so it's on video. Happy anniversary. And there's no funny business going on between me and your husband, my darling. Make no mistake about that. He's a top gooner, and we want his brains. We want his brains. We want to see what he's thinking about who he would invite to dinner. So the format
Right.
is this, Hilsey, as you know, and we'll tell all the audience again. Your table seats 9. So you've got 8 spaces that you've got to fill. You've got to choose a combination of players,
Yep.
one management duo out of 2, and you've got to choose a celebrity out of 3. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Right. So where would you like to start, Hillsy? Would you like to start on the celebs? Would you like to start on the management duos, or would you like to start on the ex players?
Let's start on the ex-players. Let's start from the top of my list, mate. Let's
Well,
start on the
past or
ex-players.
present, right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
And they
Shoot,
don't have to
Hillsy.
be Arsenal, right? They don't
No,
have to
no, it
be
could be
Arsenal. No.
anybody. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
this is could be anybody, mate. So
Okay.
I'm intrigued, Hillsy. Go on.
Right. So my first one, top of my list, is Charlie George, right?
All right.
Good old
Lovely.
Charlie.
Yep.
Because he gave me my first memories at Arsenal, Kev, right?
Right.
And he was one of us. So I've said this to you before. He was one of us. He gave me my first memories at Arsenal, the first cup final I can remember. And to this very day, he's still one of my heroes.
You're right. Brilliant.
I go on the tour around the Arsenal now, the Legends Tour with Charlie, not because I want to see the ground. I know that inside out, because I want to chat with Charlie
Yeah,
again.
of course you do.
You know?
No, he's such a nice man as well, Willsy, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
such a. Listen, legend gets chucked around quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He is a proper legend. He is a real
Absolutely.
legend. So
Absolutely.
I fully agree with you on Charlie George, mate.
Love him. Love him.
Right?
Right.
Shoot away.
Ne-
Number 2.
Right. Next one. Ian Wright, my mate Wrighty. Right? Because I like to have a laugh. My life is about enjoying myself and having a laugh and being in good company. I don't like being bored, me. Don't like it.
Oh, I know that, Illsy.
And Wrighty is your man, isn't he?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never met Ian Wright, right? But for the first time you see him walk onto a football field, you love him.
Yeah.
You love
Yeah.
him. He
Yeah,
got
he's
me
a bundle
beating
of
up
energy, isn't he? He's a bundle of
Oh,
energy.
man.
There's never a dull moment when he's about.
He got me beaten up a few times, Kev. You know, we talked about it before, throwing them shirts out the window and all that. But Wrighty would have to be there because the conversation is never going to run dry, right? And by the way, I think Wrighty should be the next presenter of Match of the Day, mate. No danger. No danger.
Well,
What a career.
that's a really good shout, actually.
What a career.
It's a really good shout.
Who'd have thought, right, when Ian Wright was 2-footing Peter Schmeichel, that he would one day be on the telly and be a hero of everybody.
No,
Top
very
man,
true.
Ray.
Very true. But he wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a
Oh.
great guy, isn't he?
Love
He's
him.
a
I love
great
him.
guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
listen,
love him.
Hillsy, listen, just from the first 2, I could see this getting really difficult for you later on down the stretch. But hold on, look, keep going anyway. Let's go.
Right,
Number 3.
My next one, right, George Best. I want
Wow,
George Best there,
brilliant.
right, I want Bestie there because he lived a life that all us lads wish we could lead, didn't he? You know, how can I put it in a clean way? He courted Miss Worlds, right?
Worlds, yep.
Yeah, he
Multiple,
could go into,
yeah.
yeah, he could go into any bar and have a beer, and he'd never ever pay for one. he played football at the highest possible level. Who wouldn't want to be George Best, and who wouldn't want him at your dinner, eh? Right till the end. He lived a short life, did our George, God rest him. But what a life he led, mate,
Listen,
eh?
mate, he fit it in, didn't he? He got it in.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah,
That's a great one.
absolutely.
I've got to say I've met George. I met George Best a
Yeah.
few times, and you know what an absolute diamond of a guy he
Yeah.
was. Absolute diamond. Really
Yeah.
was good. So, listen,
Can you imagine that?
this is gonna get harder, Hillsy. I can feel it. It's getting hard already. Who's number 4, mate?
Right, number 4, right? you, Kev Campbell has made me love this man, right? And I never, if you'd have asked me 6 months ago, he'd have never been anywhere near my list. But I've put John Burridge down, right?
Budgie, I love it.
Right? Because I watch every second that you record with Budgie, right? I watch it all because I just have to watch him. He's my kind of man, you know what I mean?
He's a character and a half, isn't he?
Oh, pal, what a character. I want to ask him a question, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask him a question one day, or maybe you could ask him.
No, we're gonna get to all this, so don't worry about all that.
Right, sorry.
No, we're gonna get to all this, Hillsy, because this is all set. Remember, all set for you. You haven't even got your table set yet.
No. Okay.
So right.
Oh Lord.
So who's number 5?
Right, number 5. I've done this for me dad.
Right.
My dad's favourite footballer, Pele. Right.
Oh yes.
My dad's favourite footballer of all time. I can't remember the '66 World Cup, Kev, but I can remember '70.
Yes.
And I can remember that great Brazilian side. And
Unbelievable.
I can remember my dad, because he loved his football, my dad, glued to the television screen saying to me, "Look at this boy, son. Look at Pele, son. Look at him. The most magical player I've ever seen, son." So, and what an ambassador Pele became as well. So, yeah, Pele's in, mate. Definitely in.
Yeah, well, that's another great, isn't it? That's another great. Brilliant. Yeah. So, right, you're halfway there, Hillsy. I don't know where you're going to go after this. You're halfway there.
Right. My next one on my list, mate, is Sir Bobby Robson. Sir Bobby Robson. The man of the people. The greatest, one of the greatest football managers, football men of all time. He had this saying. He didn't have this saying. I'll speak about it later, but he had this quote that all us fans look at, and you read it and you think, that's me. That's us fans. Sir Bobby Robson cared about the fans and about people. Brilliant. Yeah, he's definitely in, mate.
Well, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Who's number 7 for you, Hillsy?
My next one, right, Bobby Moore.
Oh,
Bobby Moore. Right?
Wow.
I'm not over keen on West Ham, right, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But the only English man, that has ever lifted the World Cup for England, wouldn't you want to have a chat with him?
Oh,
wouldn't you want to have a chat with him?
The build-up, the whole tournament, you'd want to pick his brain, question and answer all day long. Yeah.
The stories he could tell you.
Oh, without a shadow.
Oh, yeah, what a man. Yeah, he's on my list, definitely.
Brilliant.
On my list.
Brilliant. Who's number 8 then? We're on 8 now.
Right. Michael Thomas.
Oh,
Michael Thomas.
Nice one, Mickey.
Do you know why?
Go on.
Because he gave me the best night of my life. Sorry, Donna, I didn't mean it like that, sweetheart.
Yeah, steady. Hey, not like that, Donna. Not like that, darling. No.
Mickey Thomas gave me the best night of my life, right? And I'll tell you why later. And I'll tell you why he's there. Oh,
nice. Who's right? 2 left of the players.
2 left, right? 2 left of the players. Mate, I could have had 102.
I know.
Next on my list, right? Next on my list. And I say that I'm not smiling while I say this, and you'll understand in a second. David Rocastle, mate.
Yeah.
I want David there because if David Rocastle was at my dinner party now, that'd mean he'd still be with us, right?
Yeah.
And I want him to be with us because he was another one that even like all these years after the poor lad passed, Kev, we still love him, don't we? We love him more. We chant his name all the time.
There's still that connection, isn't there?
Yeah. We're still that connection. Righty put a post on Twitter, I can't remember the exact words, Kev, but it said it's his birthday or the anniversary of his death, and I want to keep his memory alive. And I just replied, I said, Righty, you've got no worries about that, son, because not only you, but thousands of us.
Everyone's on it.
Thousands of us will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So I want Rocky there. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. And last but not least.
Last but far from least, let me tell you, Mikel Arteta.
Oh.
I want Arteta there. I don't have to tell you why, do I?
No, you don't need to tell me why. I could imagine, Hillsy, you would have 101 times 1,000 questions for Mikel Arteta.
Wouldn't you ever? Yeah. Mick, I'd love to pick his brains, mate. I'd love to pick his brains.
Right.
Yeah.
So listen, you've got your squad of players together.
Yep.
Let's look at management duos.
Management duos.
Yeah, you got two to choose.
Yeah.
Who would be your two management duos that you would like to?
Right. Well, I cut it down to 4, you know. I cut it down to 4.
What do you mean? 4?
I had 4 duos. I had 4 duos that I'd shortlisted.
We can only choose 2.
Right, the 2. I've got it here this morning.
You make me laugh. You 4. You got 2.
Yeah, but I'm greedy.
No.
I want Bertie Mee and Don Howe.
Ooh.
Right.
That's a good one.
And I want George Graham and Theo Foley.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Bless
Theo. Bless Theo.
Bless Theo.
Who's passed not too long ago.
Absolutely.
You know.
The thing that got them in before me others were the fact they're Arsenal men, and I'm an Arsenal fan.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
Right.
Right. So that's your right now. Here's the so-called sexy part for you, Hillsy.
What's that?
You got to choose your celebs.
Right. Well, do you know, I'm not really into films and all that, you know.
But you know celebs, right?
Yeah,
Go on. Whoever it is, it don't matter. Remember, this is your table.
Right. Okay. So, me celebs. The first one I want there, right, is Catherine Jenkins.
Right. Okay.
Right. Because I love her. I've been to see her several times live, and I don't like all the heavy operatic stuff, but some of the stuff she sings, mate, wow, it knocks your socks off.
Right.
And plus the fact she's quite easy on the eye as well, you know.
Well, of course, a bit of eye candy. That never hurt anybody, Hillsy. That never hurt anybody.
She could sing at my dinner party, and I would love that, mate.
Right.
I'd have her there tomorrow.
Right.
Next one.
Yep.
Super Gooner, right? Super Gooner, Bradley Walsh.
Oh,
Bradley Walsh.
Bradley, yeah, we like that.
Because he kills me. Right? He kills me. And he has done for years. Good old
love that. Love
and that's
that.
my son's name and all. My son's name is Bradley.
Bradley,
well.
right, okay.
Yeah. And the last one.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've heard of this bloke, Kev. His name, Charlie Williams.
Yeah, of course I've heard of Charlie Williams.
Comedian called Charlie Williams?
Yeah, of course.
He was my dad's favourite comedian, right? And we used to love to watch him. And listen
the Northerner.
to him. And he ain't a bad footballer, Kev, you know. He played professional football. And he played for our local club up the road here, Skegness Town, at the end of his career. So Charlie Williams is there because I said at the start, I like to laugh, and then they'd make me laugh.
Right. Okay. So, I'll tell you what, Hillsy, we've done that in great time, so we're gonna have plenty to discuss come the end. Right. So you're head of the table. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Right, Hillsy. You've got to whittle down your players to 5.
What, 5?
Yep.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah, this is what it's about. Guess who's coming to dinner? Now you've got all of those greats and legends. You've got to get rid of 5 of them. And this is where the pain, I want to see the pain on your face. Come on.
No, it's not fair.
I know.
It's not fair.
I know. It's good, isn't it?
Right. I might just lose my internet connection and go here, mate.
No, I'll tell you what. Right, first one's first. Who sits beside Hillsy in seat number 2?
You see, well, you know, I've not invited my missus, so apart from my missus to sit beside
your missus,
me.
No, this is listen. Your missus is a private dinner. This is you with the lads.
Yeah.
Who of those 10 sit beside Hillsy?
Sir Bobby Robson.
Right, Sir Bobby Robson is...
Sir Bobby Robson.
Sir Bobby Robson sits beside you. Right, now, that's good. Now you could start eliminating the other 5.
Oh Lord! Right, I've got one in my head, right, and I'm not going to offend anyone, but I've got to eliminate. I'm going to say Charlie George, right?
Right.
I'll tell you why I'm going to say Charlie George, because I've already talked to him loads of times,
Right.
and I know I can go and talk to him again tomorrow. And I love Charlie George, but I will eliminate him for just because
Because you know, because you've met him, you know him.
Because you've made me.
Right, it's my fault. So Charlie George is gone. Can't believe that, Hillsy.
I know.
Right, who's next? Who else is gone?
I've got to find 4 more.
4 more. Yeah.
No, it's not fair. George Best.
George Best. Okay.
George Best.
That's a hard one. But
it's mate, where do you go?
Yeah, where do you go from here then? Okay, you got 3 left to eliminate.
3. Oh, do you know what? I'm sure that if he saw me, he'd batter me for this. But Budgie's
got to go. Right.
Budgie.
No, I get that. Because look, there's a lot of people there who have a lot more affinity to you right now. But right, you've got 2 to go.
2 to go. Oh Lord, man, it's not fair.
I'm looking at this list and I'm thinking, where are you going?
It's going to have to be. Yeah, it's got to be because I'm an Arsenal man. So it's got Bobby. Excuse me, Pele's got to go.
Yeah. Okay, Pele.
Sorry, Dad. Pele's got.
Yeah. Well, it's your dinner, Dad. He could come to yours, but Pele's gone. So you got 1 more, mate. 1
more to get rid of.
Probably the most difficult one. This.
I can't do it because I've got all top gooners left. I can't do it. It's I'm going to ask the waiter if I'll pay an extra £100. Can I pull up an extra seat? Nope. You're an hard man, Kevin Campbell. You're an hard man.
Yeah. It's my restaurant, and you booked it. So it's 9 at the table. 9 you get. That's it. So do you want to recap who's left?
Who's left? Righty's left.
You got Righty left. You got Bobby Moore, Michael Thomas, David Rocastle, Mikel Arteta. Yeah, that's it.
And Mickey Thomas.
No, I said Mickey Thomas.
Oh, right. Bobby Moore's got to go then.
Oh, yeah, I understand. I know, I do understand that, Hillsy, because whoever's left is Arsenal or Arsenal affiliated to go with Sir Bobby.
Yeah.
So no, I get that. I really do get that. So
who have I got left then? I've got Righty.
You've got Righty.
Sir Bobby.
You've got Mikel Arteta. You've got Rocky.
Yeah.
And you've got Mickey Thomas.
I'm happy with that. I'll do their heads in all night.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Yeah. So, let's go to the celebrities.
Right. Okay.
You've got to choose one only.
One.
So So you've got because don't forget you've got a management duo, haven't you? So that's 2.
True, yeah.
See.
Yeah.
So who? All right. Let's go management duo, Hillsy.
All right.
Which management duo would you keep?
Would I keep?
Yes.
I would keep George Graham and Theo Foley.
Right. So Bertie, me, and Donnell have to they'll have to come to next week's one.
Yeah.
Right.
How can I do that to the great men?
Well, listen. This is what happens. This is what happens on Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Right. So you've now got 8 at your table, including yourself. You need to choose 1 celebrity.
Yep.
And then you've got your table full.
Right. Okay. I know I'm going to go for with the celebrities because I've got 2 comedians and a singer, right? But the singer and the comedian, because Bradley Walsh can sing, right? So I'm going to go for Bradley Walsh. Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Catherine. I love you both, but I can't believe it.
Right. So you've got rid of Catherine Jenkins with that soulful, lovely voice, and Charlie Williams, who was your dad's favourite comedian, who's a funny man, and you just chuck him to the... That's all right. Kicked him to the curb, Hillsy. Yeah. They're gone. Kicked them to the
Catherine, give me a call another time. You know what I mean?
right. We're gonna put Bradley Walsh opposite you on the
Okay.
table.
Right.
Beside you is Sir Bobby Robson.
So, because he'd manage me, he would. He'd be right. Yep.
Who would you have on your? If Sir Bobby's on your right, who would you have on
Yeah.
your left?
Who would I have on me left?
Yeah.
I would have Rocky Rocastle
Brilliant.
because he's the main man.
Rocky Rocastle. Okay. So beside Rocky Wright, he'll be beside Rocky. That's for sure.
Of course, the boys from Bermondsey, isn't it? Gotta be, yeah.
Them boys will be there, and then I'll fill in. Besides Sir Bobby, this will be the management. It'll be George Graham and Theo.
Yeah. I wonder how they got on, George Graham and Sir Bobby.
I'm sure it was fine.
Yeah,
George was always respectful, especially to somebody like older and respected like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And on the other side, obviously, you got Mickey Thomas.
Yeah.
And Mikel Arteta
Yeah.
will be on the other side. Okay, then, Hillsy.
Right.
What would be your main? Sorry, you need a starter.
I need a starter, right? Now
main course.
Yeah.
Dessert, and you got 2 choice of drinks.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. I know that's the exciting part, isn't it?
Yeah. Lovely. Right. Now, I always, whenever I eat out, mate, I go for a seafood starter, right? I like a bit of calamari, a few prawns, you know what I mean? Bit of white bait. So my starter's going to be maybe some calamari with some prawns, you know, and
seafood starter.
Seafood starter, definitely seafood. I love a seafood starter.
Oh, nice. We like that.
Yeah, yeah.
What would be your main?
Oh, mate, I'm a meat man. I love meat, right? I'm a proper steak and chips man, I am. And do you remember in the old days when you used to get Shoot magazine and the player used to put my favourite meal was steak
and chips or something.
I looked at good old Georgie Armstrong's this morning. I sent it to his daughter actually, and favourite meal, steak. You know,
steak. Yeah, love it, Georgie.
A nice sirloin or a mixed grill, beautiful. That does me every time. Every time. Yep.
So you're having a steak.
Yeah.
What are you having it with?
Oh, we'll have it with some nice triple cooked chips, right? None of this, and not the skin on the chips. Do you know when these restaurants say, "Oh, we leave the skin on their chips"? That's because they're lazy, Kev.
Lazy, yeah.
That's because they're too lazy to peel the potatoes.
Triple cooked chips.
Triple cooked chips, right? And I don't mind a bit of salad as long as it's not too big. And then the normal stuff, the mushrooms and the onion rings, but not these cheap onion rings. The batter on themselves.
You want the proper crispy onion rings, the well done ones. Yeah, I love it, Hillsy. I'm loving it.
In a beer batter, you know, lovely.
What is there any sauce? Would you have any sauce?
I don't mind a bit of pepper sauce.
A bit of butter.
I like a bit of pepper sauce, Kev, but not on the meat. It has to come in a separate jug.
Separately.
Yeah, must come separately, otherwise it goes back.
Okay. And what about dessert?
Well,
Hillsy.
Dessert. I don't like a big heavy dessert, right? So something like we went out for tea the other night and I had a lemon meringue sundae, right? And it had lemon in it and meringue. It was really refreshing after the meal, you know?
Melt in your mouth stuff, innit?
Absolutely. So a nice lemon meringue sundae for me would be perfect. Absolutely perfect.
And now the choice of your choice of the drinks.
Right.
You got the choice of you got to choose 2 drinks. Obviously, the water will supply the water and all that. That's no problem. So, what drinks are you going to have, Hillsy, at your dinner?
Okay, at my dinner, right? They'd all hate me, wouldn't they? They'd all hate me because I like a pint of Guinness, Kev. Right? I like a pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
So if it's my dinner, they're having a pint of Guinness with me. They're all big grown-up lads, aren't they? You know. And then I do like a nice red wine. Don't like white wine, but a nice red wine.
Nice red wine to go with your steak.
Beautiful. Yep. Nice red wine with the red meat. Perfect.
Full-bodied?
Yes, definitely.
You like it full and fruity?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not that much of a wine connoisseur to start naming them, but a nice wine. Nice red wine.
It don't have to be as long as you drink them, Hillsy.
Yeah,
that's the key. That's the key.
Drink anything, me. You ask them lads I go to football with. Oh my God, yeah.
You drink petrol, drink
Yeah,
diesel, one of them.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I have to have lemonade in diesel.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Right, Hillsy, you've got your table. So
Yeah,
we're going to start going to your right hand side.
right, yeah.
What would you ask Sir Bobby?
Sir Bobby. I would just I just want him to talk to me, right? I just want him to talk football to me. Did you ever listen to him talk football, right? I'm going to take a second of your time, right? He said this. This is what he said once. It takes about 20 seconds to read it, right? Bobby Robson said, what is a club in any case? Not the buildings or the directors or the people who are paid to represent it, right? It's not the televisions. It's not the get out clauses. It's not the marketing departments. It's not the executive boxes, right? It's the noise and the passion and the feeling of belonging, the pride in our club that us fans have, right? It's like a small boy climbing up some steps for the very first time, right? You're holding your dad's hand. And then you see that hallowed stretch of turf for the first time. You never forget that, you know? And without being able to do a thing about it, we fall in love.
Yeah.
Us fans fall in love, right? And even now, that nearly brings a tear to my eye, Kev, because it's not a fan
Bang on.
didn't say that.
Bang on.
A fan didn't say that. Sir Bobby Robson, the England manager, said that. That's how much he got the fans, right? I don't think I'd have to ask Sir Bobby what to talk about. I think Sir Bobby would just talk to me. And, you know, when Bobby was about to lose his job with England, Don Howe was his right-hand man at England then. And Bobby Robson said some wonderful things about Don Howe. It was a great man, great coach.
Yeah.
Great coach. I can't think of one that I've admired more. So Bobby Robson there, and I'd have trouble talking. My jaw would hit the floor if Sir Bobby was next to me. What a man.
He is right beside you. So we're going to move on to George Graham.
George Graham.
George Graham and Theo Foley are beside Bobby Robson. Sir Bobby.
Yeah.
What question would you ask that pair?
I want to know what plan George had when he came to Arsenal, right? He came from Millwall. Was it 86 he came?
86, yeah.
86.
Yeah.
What was his plan to go from 86 to 89? I want to know what went on in them 3 years, right? I don't want to know what went on after, because he ain't the only bloke on this planet that's ever took a few quid, if he ever did. He just got unlucky, our George. But I want to know how him and Theo, and Stuart Houston actually, took that team from 86 and made 89 with no real superstars.
That's right.
How did he do that? George, tell me about it, mate. What made you that good that you could turn our club round like that quickly? Amazing.
Well, do you know, Hillsy, from the first day of pre-season, George got everyone together. He had the youth team, which I was just joined full time, as a YTS youth training scheme. You had the reserves, and then you had the first team. And the first team players at the time were your likes of Charlie Nicholas, Woodcock, and Viv Anderson, Kenny Sansom, Graham Ricks. All those guys were still part of the first team. And the youngsters, obviously Tony Adams and Rocky and all them, were kind of right on the edge. They played some first team games and they were just chomping at the bit to get in there. He said, there's that team on Merseyside in red who we are going after. He said it from day one. He said, and if there's anybody here not up for the fight, come and see me and you can leave.
Unbelievable. And
That's
all the names did leave.
Yeah,
all them names went.
They all went. And all the youngsters, you know, the Rockies and Tony, Martin Hayes and all these guys, they all came to the fore. Merce, everybody came to the fore. Obviously, Paul Davies was part of the first team squad at the time. Yeah. And everybody got stronger. He had a plan in his head. He knew how he wanted us to play. But I think what he wanted hunger. He wanted hunger more than anything. People who were hungry and wanted it. And that's what he got.
In 3 years as well, Kev. 3 years. Not long, you know?
Hillsy, I'm telling you now, and I'm sure if George is at your table, he would pay the respect to Theo Foley as well, because George could be prickly at times and very difficult. Because, you know, George took all the training.
Yeah. I've seen the films.
And assisted by Theo. But Theo was that bridge from the management to the players. Theo, and he'd done it seamlessly. Honestly, he was
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant the way he integrated with the lads. And they say you need good cop, bad cop. Well,
Yeah.
Theo could be as bad a cop as anybody. Let me tell you,
I,
but
s-
he was brilliant with George. Absolutely
I-
brilliant.
I said to you before, didn't I? I'd have loved to have met Theo.
Yeah,
Because what you've just said is exactly how I interpreted things, mate. George is like the taskmaster, the tough guy, and then you've got the players, and not just players, but young players,
young players.
and
Yeah.
you need that link. And Theo was the man. Yeah, that's the impression I got,
Oh,
mate.
he was
Yeah,
brilliant. He was
yeah,
brilliant
yeah,
at it. He was brilliant at it, Hillsy. So,
yeah.
Hillsy, Bradley Walsh.
Bradley's just.
What would you ask Bradley Walsh?
How does he, Bradley? How do you think up these one-liners so quick? You know what I mean? How do these comedians do it? How do you remember 20,000 jokes? Someone tells me a joke now. 2 minutes later, I've forgotten it. It's gone.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I mean?
you know what, Hillsy? It's if that was your job, you'd remember.
Do you think? Oh
100%.
man, yeah.
You got to remember because it's a mindset. So how do you remember all the Arsenal guys for all the years? Because it's something you're
True.
interested in. You are interested in it, because people would look at you and say, how do you remember that date and that game and that this and that? But you do remember, don't you? Because you're interested in it.
Yeah, good point, mate. Good point. Never thought of it like that. Never thought of it like that. But I'd just say, Bradley, I'd tell the whole of the table, be quiet a minute, be quiet a minute. And then I'd just say, Bradley, make us laugh, mate. Take 10 minutes and make us laugh. And you know he would, wouldn't you? Didn't you?
Oh,
He
yeah.
would never fail. And he's knowledgeable about the Arsenal as well, which is a bonus.
Which is a good thing. Right, Ilzy, can you pick a number between 1 and 4?
2.
Right. The question is, we need a waiter
Oh, right. Okay.
out of the celebs
Yep.
and the management team.
Yep.
You've got to pick one person to serve. Who would it be? So you got Charlie Williams, Catherine Jenkins, Bertie Mee, or Donnell. Who would you choose to serve?
Oh man, that is savage.
I know.
That really is savage.
I know, mate. I know.
Well, I started with the I've stuck to the Arsenal theme, although I love all the other people. So I'm going to go with Bertie Mee.
Bertie Mee, yeah. Because you want to be asking him questions, don't you? You clever guy, you are.
I've got a massive question I want to ask Bertie Mee, you know.
So, all right, go on. Let's get it out then.
Right.
Bertie Mee serving the table, and he serves you whatever you need. What would you ask him, Hillsy?
Bertie, tell me about the big punch-up away at Lazio when you were throwing right-handers, Bertie, when you were meant to be this old school, smart, he was the last of the old school, Bertie, wasn't he?
The gentleman,
Yeah, he had the hair slicked, the old-fashioned way, always shirt and tie.
Yeah.
But he had a punch-up at Lazio. Do you remember, Kev? Do you
Yeah,
remember the story?
I've heard the stories, but I don't. Listen, have you looked at me? I'm just like that, Ilzy, waited to hear what he's got to say because, wow, I could imagine.
There's a song, and one of the lines in the song is Bertie and the boys in a big punch-up. And you couldn't imagine, like, big Frank McClintock and Charlie George and that getting stuck in, but not Bertie. But by all accounts, Bertie was the leader. So I need to know.
He was spraying some haymakers, yeah.
Yeah. I need to know what went on, mate. Bertie, what happened? When was that? 1971, I think the punch-up was, or 72, one of them.
Unbelievable. Brilliant, though, isn't it? Brilliant to know. Why did go on, Bertie?
Come on, Bertie.
Get stuck.
Did you lay the nut on him, Bertie?
Listen, let's keep him civil because we don't want it kicking off at the table. Right.
No.
We're going to move on to number 6, which is Mikel Arteta. Now, I'm sure you've got a question ×2 for him.
Mikel Arteta. Where are we going to be in 3 years' time? Look at, prompted by the last question, look at what George Graham did in 3 years. Mikel, can you get us there in 3 years? How much power have you got? Are you better off now that one of the executive team has slipped aside I think that looks a lot tidier that now.
Yeah.
Edu, Arteta.
Yes.
Look with Sandler, with what's his name, Vinay at the top on it.
Vinay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks really slick. I think it looks nice, and of course, big pair there with the youngsters. So I was going to say, Arteta, what this team looks good. We're all happy. Where are we going to be in 3 years? Can we get there? And he's Stan back in ya. Here's Big Stan going to put his hand in his pocket if needed. So yeah, that's what I want to know about the future with Mikel. I don't want to know anything from the past. I want to know where we're going.
Well, let me chuck this one at you then. Would you not ask about the FA Cup?
What, the one we've just won?
Well, of course.
No, of course not, Kev. That's done. We're happy. I've got the pictures on my wall now of Arteta.
No, hey, listen, and that's fine, Hillsy. I love it. I love it. You've got the pictures and the champagne bottle. I've seen the pictures and all that, right?
Yeah.
But to come in, my question to him would be, did he think he could win so quickly with this squad?
Yeah. Good.
Because remember, he was part of that Man City team that beat us up badly multiple times.
But this squad, every single one of them to a man is playing for Arteta. You can tell that.
Yeah.
We can tell that as fans. We know that. So that I'm done with that. Maybe a question I would rather ask him is, Kev, what do we read more into? We've beaten, in the last few weeks of the season, we beat City, we beat Liverpool, we beat Man United, we beat Chelsea. I challenge anyone to name a season recently where we've done that, because we haven't.
Not in a long time.
But then we got beaten by Brighton, by Villa, and by that lot down the road, those names I don't mention, right?
Yeah.
So what do I read more into, Mikel? Is the plan, because these, for it's been our Achilles heel for some time now. We get bullied a bit by the likes of Southampton and Brighton, and we've got to move away from that. So, Mikel, are we going to beat these big teams again coming forward? How did you do it? And that's what I want to know, mate. I don't want to disagree with you, and I love the FA Cup, and I would want to know about it. But I want to know where we're going, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, you're well within your rights, Hillsy, to ask that question. And it is your table. It's my restaurant, but it's your table. So you ask the questions there.
I tell you what would happen as well, because we all do it. We'd all listen to Mikel, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Hasn't he got this way about him? He sits there and you think, Jesus, this bloke's confident. Jesus, this bloke knows what he means.
And you know what, Hillsy? You've got George Graham and Mikel at the same table. Bertie, me serving you. Well, who's the lucky one here? You.
Yeah. Me, of course. Me, of course.
You, of course.
I'd be like, but the only thing is, I don't know if I'd get a word out. I'd be like starstruck. Oh, my God.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be asking the questions. It's your table, mate. You'd be asking all the questions. Right.
I'd have to have a few Guinnesses.
Well, you start off with a few Guineas, served by Bertie, me.
Yeah.
Here we go. Next, Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas, what question would you have for Tomo?
I'd lean in like this and I'd say, Michael, tell me about 1989 at Liverpool, right? Tell me about it. Tell me about everything about the build-up to the game, during the game, scoring the winner, and then what it was like afterwards. And then when he told me the story, right, the whole story, do you know what I'd do? I'd say...
Would you tell him yours?
No, I'd say, tell me again, Michael. Tell me again, right? Tell me again. And then when he told me, I'd say, tell me again, because I know I'd never get bored of it.
Never bored of it, yeah.
Never bored of it. Just keep telling me, Michael. I love you. You gave me the greatest night of my life.
Yeah, so would you tell him your greatest night of your life? Would you tell him?
I would. Unashamedly. Unashamedly, I would tell him that he gave me the greatest night of my life outside of my marriage.
So share it then, Hillsy.
Well, I've told you this before, Ken.
No, but this is a new thing. Tell us again. We never get bored of it, Hillsy.
I was working away, Kev, and I was only getting home at weekends, and the game was a Friday night, right?
Yes.
So I couldn't go, and to be honest, I didn't really want to go because I didn't think we'd win.
Yeah.
Not a hope, not a chance. We can't.
Not that Liverpool team, yeah.
Not that Liverpool side. No one gets a point at Liverpool, let alone goes and gets the points and wins 2-0. And so I said to my mates, I'm stopping at home. I'll be at home with the kids and the missus. I've not seen them all week, and I'm going to watch it at home. I had the old style phone. We didn't have mobile phones in them days. We had the phone on the wall, big handset.
Yeah.
and we watched it, and we got to half time, and and then the phone goes mad at half time. And I'm talking to my mates and saying it's 0-0. We've done all right, but it's 0-0. We're not going to do it. He's playing 5 at the back, played 3 centre halves. This idiot George Graham. Who does he think he is? Right? We're not.
I love this story.
We can't do it. And then what happens? Smudge just nudges in an header, and David O'Leary tells a great story. He went across, or he said to the referee and the linesman, "Don't you bottle it now, because the Liverpool flags surrounded the ref."
Yeah, that's right. Put a lot of pressure. Yeah.
And David O'Leary said to the ref, "That's a good goal. Don't you bottle it now. Don't you let us down now. Don't take the pressure from these Liverpool players." And the referee didn't. And I spoke to that linesman on Twitter. I can't remember his name now. I just had a little conversation with him. And he said, his words, not mine, he said, "I knew they were trying it on.
Yeah.
It weren't offside. Smudge had got a nudge on it, and in the back of the net it went, and Liverpool flags were trying it on." And I said to the referee, "It's a goal. It's a goal." And I said to that linesman, "If you ever come to the Emirates to watch a game, mate, you find me, because I'm buying the beers that day, let me tell you." So,
he was strong. He had to be strong. Yeah.
Yeah, of course he did. And he was strong against a team of Liverpool superstars,
Yes.
And, at Anfield, in front of, and it wasn't all sat down, all friendly them days. There was standing, raging,
That's right.
The crowd were very intimidating, but he stood his ground, didn't he? And then.
So what were you, when he give the goal, Hillsy, what were you doing?
I was waking the bloody kids up, wasn't I? Screaming my head off. I had the missus cheering in me ear. "You've woke the kids up now. I don't care. Get them down here. They can watch it with me." Yeah. And then, of course, what happens next, right? You can remember, any proper Arsenal fan can remember, from them days, can remember every move, right? They can remember Lukic with the ball. They can remember, because we kicked the ball. Goalkeepers kicked the ball up the field in the last minute.
Last minute,
Last minute, you need a goal. You put 9 men forward, and the goalkeeper moves it forward. But no, what does Lucas do? He rolls it out. Then he rolls it to Dixon. And that's it. I'm turning it off. What's Lukic doing? Rubbish anyway. Don't rate him. I did rate him, actually. But and then Dixon to Smithy, and Smithy runs and like he does, and then Smudger tells the story. I'm sorry if I'm boring you, Kev. Smudger
no, you're not. Listen, never get bored of this, mate.
Smithy tells the story. That's a run he makes all the time. When what that you professionals forwards know about. You make a bit of space, or you get in front of the defender, and then Smithy gets the ball, and he sees this yellow shirt go by him, but he don't know who it is.
Yeah.
He just flicks it off, and it's Mickey Thomas. And then we get lucky, don't we? Because we get a little
break.
Bit of
We've got a break, ricochet.
We get a little bit of a rebound off the defender, and then you pick up where David O'Leary, great man. I can't believe David O'Leary's not having me dinner. What am I doing, right? What am I doing?
Hillsy, you've messed up again, mate.
I want to change it. Wait a minute, I've got to change it.
Oh no, you can't get it.
But David O'Leary picks up the story, and he says, he was thinking in his head, "Don't you miss now, Mickey Thomas. Don't you mess this up now, Mickey Thomas. You're too laid back for your own good, you are, Mickey Thomas. Put that ball in like that." And Thomas is like, 5 minutes later, Thomas is still running at the keeper.
Still taking his time.
"Oh, Mickey, shoot. And then Bruce Grobbelaar lays on the floor, and Mickey Thomas says, "Thank you very much." And then it all becomes a blur. And the phone's ringing. Dring, dring, the phone's ringing. As soon as I take it off, I'm not answering the phone. Pick it up, put it down again. Dring, dring, pick it up, put it down again. Don't talk to me. I'm too busy.
Are the kids jumping about, Hillsy?
The kids are screaming. My youngest lad, he was only very young then. He thinks Dad's having a heart attack, so he's screaming. And Samantha's saying to me, Mrs. at the time, my daughter's saying to me, Mrs. at the time, "Dad's all right, leave Dad alone." And
jeez,
Dad's on I think I ended up like laid on the floor with my feet on the sofa, looking over my shoulder in a mess, The greatest footballing moment of my life.
Without a shadow.
We talk about Champions League finals, we talk about winning FA Cups, we talk about winning leagues, but for pure emotion, the greatest footballing moment of my life. And I was on my own. I went out the following day, and I met up with a couple of mates of mine, and we got absolutely tanked.
I'm sure.
But The great, and I was on my own for the greatest football. But in a way, that might be a good thing.
Yeah,
The only place I would have rather have been is at Anfield.
yeah,
And the lads that were at Anfield, some good mates, Johnny Williamson, Chris Cannon, and a few other lads, Dave Phillips, that were at Anfield that night. They told me the story about the night, and I listened to it like I said I would listen to Mickey Thomas.
yeah.
And when they finished, I say, "Tell me that again."
That'll be that
I
again.
wish
Yeah.
I was there, you know. Yeah,
No.
Mickey Thomas gave me the greatest. I would kiss Mickey Thomas's right foot tomorrow. I don't care. I don't
Hey,
care. And I don't like fake war. I don't like
Hillsy,
fake, but
but I know I know you would. I know it means that much to you. I know you would.
the
So,
greatest moment.
listen.
Oh,
So, Hillsy, Mickey Thomas, he's said his piece. Now we're moving on. We got 2 left.
right. Who we got?
Righty.
Righty.
We got
Right.
Righty beside Mickey Thomas now.
The first thing I'd say to Righty is, Righty, hang on a minute, son. Mickey Thomas, just tell me that story once more.
Well,
Just tell
and
me
you
once
know,
more.
Righty will kick off. It's hey, Hillsy.
It would. First thing I do is say, now, Righty, listen, you've got to let me get a word in, son, because I know what
geez.
you're like, you know. But I'd love to know, going back, right? I'd love to know about Bruce Rioch and Righty, and I want to thank him for staying at our great club because he came close, didn't he?
He did.
Came close to getting on. Well, you know, man, I keep forgetting you know, pal. I keep forgetting.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
no, listen, it's your dinner table.
Yeah.
I just own the restaurant. So cool.
So I want to know about Righty, and then I love one of my favourite TV shows that I watched many times is Rocky and Righty growing up. So I want to hear it from Righty. Then I want to thank him. I want to thank Righty for showing that something Righty did, right? When sent a strong message to a lot of young people about showing emotion, men especially.
Yeah.
Like a good friend of mine did the worst thing in the world a few weeks ago, and he committed suicide, Kev, right? Because he wouldn't show emotion. And when Righty met his old school teacher in the stand at Ivory,
I've seen that.
right?
Yeah,
Mr. Pigden,
Picton.
right?
Yeah,
God, my memory for things like that, my memory's brilliant.
yeah.
And Righty unashamedly hugged him, right? And that sent a powerful story about how it's safe to show emotion as a man.
He was in tears as well, wasn't he? Because
What
I
a
think he
wonderful
thought,
moment.
didn't he? Wasn't he told? I think Hillsy that Mr. Pigden had passed away or something.
It'd been told that I can remember Righty's exact words. They told me you were dead, Mr. Pigden. They told me you were dead.
Yeah.
And it's all right for men to show emotion like that, you know. It's a good release, right? So I want him to tell me about that and how he felt, and then I want him to tell me about scoring all his goals and the emotion of when he scored the record scoring goal, when he took his shirt off and he threw his head back and he ran around the field. I just want him to tell me about that and being a footballer and the great times he's had. And then I want him to tell me how it's because Righty hasn't changed, but in my view, he has adapted to this TV role. You know?
Yeah, he's adapted all right. Yeah, he has
What
adapted.
a superstar, Kev! What a superstar he is.
No, listen,
Ian
he's fantastic. And you know what? It's great that he gets the opportunity to show himself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes where footballers are concerned, you see them go from the pitch who's got a character, and then when you see him on TV, you don't see the character, but you actually see his character
Absolutely
on screen, and that's what endears him to so many fans.
That's what we need as television watchers. We need characters, don't we?
Big time.
Righty is a character. You know, he shows emotion, and I just want him to tell me about that winning that, and then I want him to tell me about. Also, would be really interested to hear from him about his days at Palace. You know, when he had to be a sub in the cup final, didn't he? When Palace reached a cup final, he
come back from a broken leg, if you remember.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And he done really well, didn't he? So
yeah. So just talk about yourself. I'm a fan. He's a footballer. Tell me about you, Ian Wright. Yeah. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. And listen, last but not least is Super Rocky Rocastle, who sat beside you to your left.
Yeah.
Hillsy, what would you ask Rocky?
Rocky still makes me speechless, Kev, right? It's just, I can remember going to an away game midweek at Doncaster, would have been in the late 80s. We were playing them in the League Cup, I think.
Yeah.
And this is how much Rocky meant to me. John Lukic came out to warm up, and we was in this tiny little pen behind one of the goals. And he came behind the goal to pick a ball up, Lukic. And there weren't many of us in the ground then. And the first thing I said to Lukic was, is Rocky playing tonight? Is Rocky playing tonight?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to watch him play.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him. I wanted to see his style. It just made me want to watch football.
Mm.
And do you remember when we sold him to Leeds?
I listen, like it was yesterday.
Not
I
many-
remember the feeling like it was yesterday.
Not many players like him will show passion to someone that has just said, you've got to leave, Rocky. So I can't I don't know so much about Rocky Roadcastle, do I? So I'm not going to ask him any specific questions. I just want to know about a man, what drove him, and growing up with Wrighty. And because by all accounts, he used to say to Wrighty, you're going in goal today. Then he went, right,
Yeah. Rocky was the man. Rocky was the
You're
man.
You're not good enough, Wrighty.
Rocky was the man. And, you know, being a South London boy, him and Wrighty obviously living on the same estate, and Rocky then going obviously to Arsenal. Yeah. It's amazing. They were Arsenal fans. See, there were Arsenal fans, and then Rocky's at Arsenal, and it's a massive. There was a massive Arsenal fan base on the south of the river.
How old are you compared to Rocky then, Kev?
I think I am 3 or 4 years younger than Rocky.
So you would have looked up to him massively.
Oh, huge. Listen, what Rocky, Michael Thomas, Paul Davis, Pops, and Gus Caesar and all those guys done for me, they gave me a perfect system of elders that I could use and leverage and lean on. I could lean on these guys, Hillsy, and they never once let me down, Hillsy. Rocky used to pick me up and drive me in, you know, for the 89 game. It was me and Rocky picked me up from Brixton Town Hall at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was just me and him. We went to Highbury. He left his car there. We loaded. Rocky's playing the night. We're loading the skips on the bus. And then we go and meet all the. So he was. Wow. He didn't just say, you know, it's for you to do. No. He said, no, come on, let's load the skip. And he helped me load the skip on with Tony Donnelly. He was that type of guy.
So he wasn't just a player. He was a club man.
Club man.
He was a proper club man.
Do you know, Hillsy, I found this out after. Because when I played with him, a lot of the stuff that he'd done, I didn't know. Do you know when Arsenal were trying to sign players, young players, and the player and their families would turn up? Rocky would help the young man make his decision to sign for Arsenal. And really? Paul Dickoff was one of those players. And I didn't even know that.
Wow.
I didn't even know, but he was a proper Arsenal man. And that's why everybody loved Rocky. I don't know anybody who had a bad word to say about that beautiful man.
No, I agree. And I never knew him, Kev. I'm so jealous of you, mate. I wish I had known him. I wish I'd had a chance to talk to all of these people. But you see, that's what you've just summed it up, mate. When I said I don't have to ask a specific question, because I didn't ask you. You're one of my heroes. You know that. I don't have to tell you again. Yeah. I didn't have to ask you a specific question then. And you've just had me captivated then, listening to you talking. I didn't ask you anything.
But it's the interest. We're interested. And this is what... And Hillsy, this is what these, you know, guess who's coming to dinner and who are you and all that. It's for the fans, not just Arsenal fans, for every fan or any fan to have a listen, to get captivated and to think, I would have chose him because, you know, you look at your players, someone would have said, I wouldn't have chosen him, I would have picked him. But it's all about opinions, Hillsy, isn't it? It's all about opinions.
I mean,
but Hillsy,
I'm going to get some stick about this, you know. I mean, I've kicked Pele, Bobby Moore, and John Burridge off my table.
I know. I'm gonna get Budgie to do you a message.
Do you know, one of my main goals in life at the moment, right, is because I want Budgie to follow me on Twitter, right? It's so childish, isn't it? It's so childish. But I love the man, Kev.
Yeah.
The banter you two have just captivates me, and I recommend it to everybody.
Honestly, he's a diamond. The man is an absolute diamond. He calls himself a crazy genius, right? He says
Yeah.
he's a genius. He says he's ahead of his time and all that. But you know what? What a fella. What an absolute fella. But Hillsy,
Yeah.
we're at the end, mate.
Oh.
It goes so fast, Hillsy. It goes so fast. All right, let me ask you a question then, Hillsy.
Go on, then.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm looking at my list of names here that I've not even mentioned.
Right,
Man.
but what do you want to happen for the new season? We know Arsenal are making some moves, and obviously
Yeah.
there's Aubameyang maybe imminently signing. You know,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts for the next season?
Strangely enough, I was asked this question on Guns and Yellow Ribbons the other day, Kev.
Yeah.
And I'm not stupid enough to think we're going to smash everyone this season. All I want to do is to get to the end of the season and see progress. I want us to finish higher than 8th in the league. I want to come away from games thinking that every player on that field has played for the Arsenal, just like Rocky did, just like Wrighty did, just like you did, my friend. You know, I want to come away from games, win, lose or draw, thinking, I've watched an Arsenal side that's give me 100% a day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, I'd love to be, an improvement for me would be top 6 comfortably. A brilliant season will be top 4. I'm not quite sure we can do that, but I hope we can. But if we keep improving with Arteta, we're right in it. We're right in the mix. Because I'm telling you for nothing, you've only got to look at Man City's performances since Arteta left to see that Pep Guardiola is missing Mikel Arteta. There's something not quite the same with City. They're still an amazing side with amazing players, but they're not quite the same. Maybe Pep Guardiola has lost his Theo Foley or something like that.
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right. And sometimes it's easy to diminish the number 2, the influence he has as a number 2.
Oh, massive. Yeah.
Yeah. So
massive. And I want a good run in Europe as well, because if us fans are allowed to go, that's the highlight of my season. Going to these European away games, meeting up with some proper old Arsenal fans. Every one of them I love dearly. Some of them I don't know very well. We just nod at them and you have a quick chat.
Yeah.
But you love them because we've got one thing in common.
We're Arsenal fans. The Arsenal,
We're
mate.
Passionate about the Arsenal fans. So if I get to the end of the season thinking, yeah, we've improved. 2021 has been better than 2020. I'll be a happy man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Hillsy, listen, it's been an absolute pleasure inviting you into the restaurant and having you sit down with your special guest, mate. And listen, I look forward to maybe doing it again because I know you've got so many others who you could entertain.
Absolutely, mate. Thank you for inviting me. Thoroughly enjoyed the meal.
I love the Dicky bowl.
Your restaurant is top notch. Even the waiter is a superstar. Loved every second.
Love it.
Make me smile. That's all I need to do.
That's what it's about, Hillsy. Listen, you take care, my man.
Thank you very much, Kev. All the best, pal.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.